You ever find yourself standing alone in a crowd? There's power in that. You see, a man of few friends stands stronger than a man surrounded by many. In a world where popularity often gets mistaken for strength, true resilience is built in the quiet moments. When you stand firm in your own belief and purpose, regardless of who's around or who's cheering you on. Now, I get it. It's easy to feel isolated, to question if you're on the right path, when everyone else seems to have an army of friends or followers by their side. But here's the truth. The less you depend on others for validation, the more you discover the strength within yourself. So I want you to ask yourself this. Are you really standing strong, or are you just leaning on the wrong people for support? Today, we're going to break down why having fewer friends might just be the greatest gift to your growth, your focus, and your power. Let's get into it. Quality over quantity. In a world obsessed with numbers, whether it's social media followers, likes, or friends, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that you need a large circle to feel validated. But real strength lies in the quality of your connections, not the quantity. A man of few friends knows who he can count on, and that creates a deep, solid foundation. Don't spread yourself too thin. Build meaningful relationships with those who genuinely lift you up, and watch how that support makes you stronger. Powerful takeaways. A man of few friends stands strong because he knows that real strength isn't in the crowd, it's in the core. Those who truly stand by you in times of need, those who elevate you and encourage you to be better, are worth more than 100 people who only show up when it's convenient. Think about it. Would you rather have one person who truly understands you, supports you, and stands with you through thick and thin? Or a room full of people who barely know your name? In life, it's the depth of your relationships that brings fulfillment, not the number of connections. Too many shallow connections can leave you feeling empty. Why? Because they don't provide the support, the authenticity, or the trust you need when life gets tough. On the other hand, having just a handful of meaningful relationships can give you a foundation so strong that nothing can shake you. You see, when you invest in quality relationships, you're not just building friendships, you're building trust, loyalty, and mutual growth. And those are the things that last. In today's world, we're surrounded by the pressure to network, to be liked by everyone, to keep up appearances. But let me tell you this. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone deserves access to your time, your energy, or your heart. A man who values quality over quantity understands this. He doesn't waste his time chasing superficial connections. He focuses on nurturing the relationships that matter, the ones built on mutual respect, honesty, and love. It's better to have a few true allies who will walk through fire with you than 100 acquaintances who scatter at the first sign of trouble. Think about the people in your life. Who really adds value to your journey? Who challenges you to grow? Who lifts you when you're down? And who stands beside you when the world feels heavy? Those are the ones worth holding on to. One of the most freeing realizations in life is this: you don't need everyone to like you. You don't need to fit into every circle or be invited to every gathering. What you need is to be authentic, to be yourself. And when you do that, the right people, the ones who truly align with your values and your vision, will find you. Chasing quantity often leads to pretending, to putting on a mask just to be accepted. But when you focus on quality, you can show up as your true self. You don't have to dilute your identity to fit in. And that authenticity, that's what attracts the right kind of people into your life. Choosing quality over quantity isn't about isolating yourself. It's about being intentional. It's about recognizing that your energy is limited and that where you spend it matters. A man of few friends knows how to protect his peace. He knows that not everyone has good intentions and not every relationship is worth pursuing. And here's the key. When you focus on quality, you give yourself the space to grow. You create an environment where you can thrive, surrounded by people who inspire, support, and uplift you. Being selective doesn't mean you're shutting people out. It means you're prioritizing what truly matters. It means you're making room for the relationships that enrich your life instead of drain it. There's power in a small, close-knit circle of friends. When you surround yourself with the right people, even if it's just a few, you create a support system that's unshakable. These are the people who will remind you of your worth when you forget it. The ones who will celebrate your victories and stand by you in your struggles. The ones who will tell you the truth, even when it's hard to hear, because they care about your growth. Remember this, it's not about how many people are standing with you when you're at the top. It's about who's still there when you're at your lowest. Evaluate your relationships. Take a moment to reflect on the people in your life. Are they helping you grow, or are they holding you back? Prioritize those who truly add value. Invest your time wisely. Building meaningful relationships takes time and effort. Be intentional about where you focus your energy. Be authentic. Don't try to be someone you're not to impress others. Be yourself and let the right people find you. Set boundaries. Protect your energy by setting boundaries with people who drain you. Saying no is an act of self-respect. Show appreciation. For the friends who truly matter, let them know. Express your gratitude and nurture those connections. Here's the bottom line. Life is too short to fill it with superficial relationships. It's better to walk through life with a few true friends than to surround yourself with a crowd that doesn't truly care. When you focus on quality over quantity, you create a life that's richer, more fulfilling, and more meaningful. So don't worry about the numbers. Don't get caught up in the idea that you need to be everything to everyone. Focus on being the best version of yourself, and the right people will come into your life. As the saying goes, a friend to all is a friend to none. Be selective, be intentional, and remember, a man of few friends stands strong. Moreover, give yourself permission to know and love who you are. The power of solitude. Let me tell you something that most people overlook. Solitude is not a weakness, it's a strength. It's in the quiet moments when the world fades away that you find clarity, purpose, and the power to stand strong. Too many people fear being alone. They equate solitude with loneliness. But let me tell you, those two things are worlds apart. Loneliness is a lack, but solitude, that's a gift. A time to reconnect with yourself, to recharge, and to grow. When was the last time you sat with your own thoughts, free from distractions? In today's fast-pacing world, we're constantly plugged in from scrolling, texting, calling, always surrounded by noise. But in the stillness of solitude, you have the chance to listen to your inner voice. Solitude is where self-awareness is born. It's where you ask yourself the big questions. Who am I? What do I want? What's my purpose? These aren't questions someone else can answer for you. The answers come from within. When you embrace solitude, you create the space to reflect, to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, your goals, and your dreams. That understanding is what helps you stand strong, no matter what life throws at you. Let me tell you, some of the greatest breakthroughs in history came from moments of solitude. Artists, inventors, and leaders often credit their quiet moments as the source of their inspiration. Why? Because in solitude, your mind is free to wander, to dream, to explore possibilities. And it's these moments when you can dream bigger. Before we become machines, we have the opportunity to think. When you're alone, you're not confined by the expectations or opinions of others. You can think freely, without judgment. That's where true creativity is born. It's in those quiet moments that you can come up with ideas that change your life, or even the world. Let's be real, life can be exhausting. Between work, relationships, and responsibilities, your energy can get drained quickly. If you're always surrounded by people, always giving, always on the go. It's easy to burn out. Solitude is the antidote. It's your time to recharge, to refuel your soul. Think of it like this: you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking time for yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. When you step back and recharge, you come back stronger, with more energy and focus to give to the people and projects that matter most. Not everyone is going to have your back. Not everyone is going to understand your vision or support your journey. That's why you have to be your own foundation. And that foundation is built in solitude. When you're comfortable being alone, you stop relying on others for validation or approval. You realize that you have everything you need within you to succeed. Solitude teaches you resilience. It teaches you to stand tall on your own 2 feet, to make decisions confidently, and to trust your instincts. A man of few friends knows this. He understands that while support is valuable, his strength ultimately comes from within. Solitude gives you the courage to chart your own path, even if no one else is walking it with you. In solitude, you're free from distractions. It's just you and your priorities. This is your time to set goals, to plan your future, and to take steps toward your dreams. Think about it. When you're constantly surrounded by people, it's easy to get caught up in their agendas, their needs, their opinions. But in solitude, you can focus on what truly matters to you. You can block out the noise and concentrate on what's important: your growth, your purpose, your happiness. Schedule alone time. Set aside time each day or week to be alone. Use this time to reflect, meditate, or simply relax. Unplug. Turn off your phone. Step away from social media and disconnect from the noise of the world. Journal your thoughts. Writing down your thoughts and feelings is a powerful way to process them and gain clarity. Pursue your passions. Use your alone time to work on hobbies or skills that bring you joy and fulfillment. Practice self-care. Take care of your mind, body, and soul. Whether it's a walk in nature, reading a book, or just sitting in silence, do what nourishes you. Solitude isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace. It's in the quiet moments, when you're alone with your thoughts, that you discover your true strength. It's where you find clarity, recharge your energy, and build the resilience to stand tall, no matter what life brings. So don't be afraid to step back, to take time for yourself, to be alone. Solitude isn't loneliness, it's empowerment. It's the space where you grow, where you dream, and where you become the strongest version of yourself. As a man of few friends, your strength doesn't come from the crowd, it comes from within. And that power, that's something no one can take away from you. Your circle reflects your value. They say you are the company you keep, and let me tell you, there is more truth to that than most people realize. Your circle, the people you surround yourself with, speaks volumes about who you are, what you stand for, and where you're headed. Your friends, your confidants, your allies, they're like mirrors, reflecting your values, your goals, and the energy you carry. So here's the question. What does your circle say about you? Is it full of people who lift you up? Or is it weighed down by those who hold you back? Because let me tell you, if you want to stand strong in this world, you've got to build a circle that reflects your worth, your aspirations, and your integrity. Who you surround yourself with has a direct impact on how you think, how you feel, and how you approach life. Positive, driven people will encourage you to dream bigger, to aim higher, and to believe in yourself. On the other hand, if your circle is full of negativity, doubt, or complacency, that energy can seep into your mindset. Take a moment to evaluate the people in your life. Are they pushing you to grow, or are they pulling you back into comfort zones that no longer serve you? Remember, iron sharpens iron. If you want to be your best self, you need people around you who challenge you to rise, not settle. Now, your circle is a reflection of the standards you set for yourself. If you value loyalty, kindness, and ambition, those qualities will shine in the people you keep close. But if you settle for toxic relationships, constant drama, or lack of respect, that's a sign it's time to raise your standards. Let me tell you something. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. If you allow people into your life who take advantage of your kindness, disrespect your boundaries, or drain your energy, you're signaling that their behavior is acceptable. But when you set boundaries and surround yourself with people who align with your values, you're declaring your worth. A man of few friends stands strong because he understands this truth. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. You don't need a crowd to validate your worth. What you need is a small, solid circle of people who truly have your back. These are the people who celebrate your wins without jealousy, who tell you the hard truths because they care, and who show up when it matters most. They're the ones who see your potential even when you doubt yourself, and who remind you of your strength when life gets tough. Having a small circle doesn't mean you're antisocial. It means you're intentional. It means you prioritize depth over surface-level connections, and that you value loyalty and trust over popularity. Here's the key. If you want a circle that reflects your value, you have to embody those values yourself. If you want loyal friends, be loyal. If you want supportive people in your life, show support. If you want to attract ambitious, positive energy, carry that energy within you. If you want to attract ambition, positive energy, carry that energy within you. The truth is, you attract what you are. People who share your values will naturally gravitate toward you, while those who don't will fall away. So focus on becoming the kind of person you'd want in your circle. When you do that, you'll find that the right people show up. Your time and energy are precious, and not everyone deserves access to them. Part of building a circle that reflects your value is knowing when to let go of relationships that no longer serve you. It's not easy to distance yourself from people, especially if they've been in your life for a long time. But understand this: not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Some people are only in your life for a season, and that's okay. Protecting your energy means prioritizing your growth, your peace, and your purpose. It means saying no to relationships that drain you, and yes to those that uplift you. Identify your core values. What qualities do you value most in yourself and in others? Use these as a guide when choosing who to keep close. Evaluate your current circle. Take an honest look at the people in your life. Are they supporting your growth or holding you back? Set boundaries. Don't be afraid to set limits with people who drain your energy or disrespect your values. Seek out like-minded individuals. Join communities, groups, or events where you can meet people who share your interests and aspirations. Nurture meaningful relationships. Invest time and energy into the relationships that matter most. Your circle isn't just a reflection of who you are, it's a reflection of who you're becoming. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and support you, and you'll find that your own strength grows exponentially. So, remember, a man of few friends stands strong because he values quality over quantity. He understands that his circle is a mirror of his worth, and he protects his energy fiercely. So take a good look at your circle, my friend, and make sure it reflects the greatness that lies within you. Strength in silence. Strength doesn't always roar. It doesn't always shout from the mountaintop or demand the spotlight. Sometimes the greatest strength is found in the stillness, in the silence, in the moments where the world is loud, but you choose to be quiet. That's where real power lies. And so let's keep that in mind. We live in a world that equates noise with power. People think that the louder you are, the stronger you must be. But that's not true. Silence is not weakness. It's discipline. It takes strength to hold your tongue when you could lash out. It takes strength to listen when you could interrupt. Silence shows control. It shows that you don't let the world dictate your emotions. Instead of reacting, you respond. And sometimes the best response is no response at all. Silence gives you clarity, focus, and the power to observe the world around you. When you embrace silence, you give yourself space to recharge. Life is noisy, chaotic, and full of distractions. If you're constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's the chatter of people, the buzz of social media, or even your own racing thoughts, you never give yourself a chance to pause and reflect. Silence is where you reconnect with yourself. It's where you hear your own voice, your own intuition, and your own truth. When you step away from the noise, you find the clarity you need to make the right decisions, to set the right goals, and to move forward with purpose. There's a lot of wisdom in being quiet. When you're silent, you listen. And when you listen, you learn. You start to notice things that others miss. You see people's true intentions, their strengths and their flaws. When you take a step back and observe, you understand more about the world and the people in it. You become a student of life, always learning, always growing. Strength in silence isn't about shrinking into the background. It's about being intentional, about soaking in the lessons that only quiet observation can teach you. Strength in silence means learning to rely on yourself. When you're alone with your thoughts, you're forced to confront them. There's no running, no hiding. It's just you and your mind. At first, that might be uncomfortable, but over time, you'll find that this solitude strengthens you. You'll learn to face your fears, to quiet your doubts, and to build confidence in your own abilities. In the silence, you discover who you really are, and that is a powerful thing. Strength in silence also means knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet. Not every battle is yours to fight. Not every insult deserves a response. Not every argument is worth your energy. Silence is a way of choosing your battles wisely. It's a way of saying, I'm not going to let this take my peace. When you practice silence, you save your energy for the things that truly matter, the things that deserve your time, your focus, and your voice. Set aside quiet time each day. Take a few moments to sit in silence. No phone, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. Use this time to reflect, meditate, or simply breathe. Practice listening. When you're in conversations, focus on truly listening instead of waiting for your turn to speak. You'll be amazed at how much you learn. Step back before reacting. The next time you feel the urge to argue or defend yourself, pause. Ask yourself if it's worth your energy. Often, silence speaks louder than words. Journal your thoughts. Writing down your thoughts can help you process them in the quiet of your own mind. It's a way to find strength in understanding yourself. Strength in silence doesn't mean being passive or shrinking away. It means being intentional. It means choosing to act, speak, and listen from a place of wisdom and clarity. A man of few friends stands strong because he knows how to find strength within himself. He doesn't need validation from the noise of the world. He understands that silence isn't empty, it's full of potential. So embrace the quiet moments. Let them guide you, shape you, and empower you. Because in the silence, you'll find your voice, your strength, and your purpose. That's where the real power lies. Freedom to be yourself. There's no greater freedom in this life than the freedom to be yourself. Not the version of you that others want, not the version of you that fits into someone else's mold. I'm talking about the real you, the person you are meant to be. And let me tell you this, a man of few friends stands strong because he isn't afraid to embrace that freedom. He isn't swayed by the crowd. He doesn't shrink himself to fit in. He lives authentically, and that, my friend, is where true power lies. Too many people spend their lives wearing masks, pretending to be something they're not, just to win approval. You see, they're afraid of standing alone. They're afraid of not being liked, not being accepted. So they compromise themselves, piece by piece, until they don't even recognize the person staring back at them in the mirror. That's not freedom. That's a prison you build with your own hands. It's heavy, it's exhausting, and it steals the joy right out of your life. When you live for others, you end up sacrificing the most valuable thing you have, your identity. But when you decide to live for yourself, to be true to who you are, you let go of that weight. You start to feel free. When you embrace the freedom to be yourself, you walk through life differently. You stand tall. You speak with confidence. You live with a sense of purpose that's unshakable because it's rooted in truth. Your truth. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to play a role. You don't have to dim your light so that someone else feels comfortable. You are free to shine, free to pursue your dreams, free to become everything you were created to be. That kind of authenticity is rare and is powerful. It inspires others, it draws the right people into your life. The ones who see you, respect you, and celebrate you for who you really are. Here's the reality. When you decide to be yourself, not everyone is going to like it. Not everyone will understand you. Some people will try to pull you back into their version of who you should be. And that's okay. You see, a man of few friends understands that not everyone deserves a seat at his table. He knows his worth. He doesn't need a crowd to validate him. He stands strong in his own truth. Having the freedom to be yourself means you're willing to lose the wrong people to find the right ones. It means you're okay with walking alone for a season if it means staying true to who you are. Because let me tell you, when you have the courage to be yourself, the right people will find you. You won't have to chase friendships, relationships, or acceptance. Real connection happens when you're real. Speaking your truth. Don't silence your voice just because it makes someone uncomfortable. Speak your truth with kindness, but don't water it down to please others. Letting go of approval. You'll never make everyone happy, so stop trying. The moment you let go of needing approval, you'll find a peace like never before. Embracing your uniqueness. You are one of a kind. Stop comparing yourself to others and celebrate what makes you different. That's your gift to the world. Identifying your uniqueness and expressing it. Walking away from the wrong people. Not everyone is meant to be part of your journey, and that's okay. Walk away from anyone who makes you feel small or unworthy. Pursuing your dreams. Don't let fear of judgment keep you from chasing the life you want. You get one shot at this life. Make it yours. When you live authentically, something amazing happens. You attract freedom, peace, and the right people into your life. You stop chasing approval because you already have everything you need. You see, when you're free to be yourself, you're no longer controlled by fear. You're no longer trapped by expectations. You're free to take risks, free to grow, free to dream bigger than you ever thought possible. And let me remind you of this. God didn't put you on this earth to live someone else's life. He didn't create you to be a copy of someone else. He gave you a purpose, a vision, and a path that's yours alone. The freedom to be yourself is the greatest gift you can give yourself and the world. It's not always easy. It requires courage, strength, and faith. But once you embrace it, you'll realize it's worth it. So stand strong, walk in your truth, let go of the need to fit in, and trust that you were created to stand out. A man of few friends stands strong because he knows that his value doesn't come from the crowd, it comes from within. When you're free to be yourself, you are unstoppable. Now go out there and live your truth. Be who you are, boldly and unapologetically, because the world needs the real you. Strength comes from saying no. You don't build strength by always saying yes. No, you build strength by knowing when to say no. That's right. The real power in your life comes when you draw boundaries, stand firm, and protect your peace. All right, listen, a man of few friends stands strong because he's learned the power of no. He's learned to say no to things that drain him, no to things that don't align with his values, and no to people who bring him nothing but negativity. And that's not weakness, that's wisdom, that's strength. It's a sign of self-respect, a sign that you know what you need, what you deserve, and what you're not willing to settle for. Life can be draining, man. People will pull at you from all directions, asking for your time, your resources, your energy. And if you're not careful, you can end up empty. I'm talking about running on fumes. When you don't know how to say no, you start to stretch yourself too thin. You begin saying yes to everyone else's demands, yes to obligations that have nothing to do with your purpose, yes to people who don't appreciate you. And what happens? You lose yourself in the process. You lose your focus, your drive, and your energy. But saying no is a form of self-care. It's saying, I'm not available for that. It's saying, I'm going to protect my time, my peace, and my future. Every time you say no, you create space for what truly matters. You allow yourself the energy and the focus to pour into the things that align with your goals and values. When you can say no, you send a message to the world: I respect myself enough to protect my time, my energy, and my peace. People respect a man who knows his boundaries. They respect a man who doesn't allow others to drain him or take advantage of his time. You see, saying yes to everything is a sign of insecurity. It's like you're trying to win approval. You're afraid to disappoint others, so you say yes even when it's not in your best interest. But let me tell you, that's not strength. That's weakness. Saying no shows strength. It shows you value yourself. It shows you understand your worth. And the right people, the people who truly respect you, will honor your boundaries. The ones who don't, well, they're not meant to be in your circle anyway. Now, you were put on this earth for a reason. You have a purpose that's bigger than any distraction. But when you're constantly saying yes to everything, you lose sight of that purpose. You spread yourself thin, chasing things that don't serve you, that don't align with your vision. Here's the thing: if you want to achieve greatness, you have to stay focused. You have to say no to the distractions, no to the things that waste your time, and yes to what truly matters. Saying no is about protecting your purpose. It's about making sure that you don't get sidetracked by things or people that don't contribute to your success. Your time and energy are valuable. If you're spending all your time pleasing others or fulfilling everyone else's needs, you won't have any left for yourself, for your dreams, and for your goals. So learn to say no and use that energy to stay focused on what truly matters. Sometimes saying no means walking away from people, situations, or opportunities that aren't right for you. It means saying no to the crowd, the popular opinion, and the easy path. And that's where strength comes in. A man of few friends stands strong because he's willing to walk alone if it means staying true to himself. He's willing to say no, even if it means disappointing others or standing out. He knows that the road less traveled is the one that will lead him to success, and he's not afraid to take it. If you're constantly worried about what others think or trying to please everyone, you'll never be able to live life on your terms. But when you say no with confidence, when you choose yourself over the crowd, you stand tall. You stand firm in your purpose, and that's the kind of strength that attracts real success. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. Protect your energy and prioritize your peace. It's not selfish, it's self-respect. It's not weakness, it's strength. Saying no is one of the most powerful tools you have to protect your time, focus on your purpose, and build the life you want. A man of few friends stands strong because he knows the power of saying no. He knows that he doesn't need to be everywhere, do everything, or please everyone. He stands firm in his truth, his purpose, and his boundaries. And you can too. So next time you're faced with a decision, ask yourself, is this serving me? Is this aligned with my purpose? If not, then don't be afraid to say no. Because strength comes from saying no. That strength will carry you further than any yes ever could. It's okay. It's okay to say no. Authentic relationships are rare, but valuable. You don't need 100 friends to feel loved and supported. A man of few friends stands strong because he understands that authenticity in relationships is worth more than any number of people around him. Real relationships are rare, yes, but they are invaluable. When you find those people who truly see you for who you are, who love you for your strengths and your flaws, that's where you build your foundation. And that foundation, it's unshakable. Let's get real for a second. The truth is, a lot of people out there are wearing masks. They show you what they want you to see, and they tell you what they think you want to hear. It's easy to get caught up in the illusion that you're surrounded by people who care. But when it comes down to it, many of those relationships are built on shallow ground. Authenticity is the key to building something strong. When someone shows you their real self, they're trusting you with something precious. They're letting you see them without any pretenses. And when you do the same, you create a bond that's based on trust, vulnerability, and real connection. Now, I'm not talking about being perfect. I'm talking about being honest. Authentic relationships aren't about being flawless. They're about being real. Being real means showing up as your true self, not the version of you that's trying to fit in, but the version of you that's unapologetically you. And when you show up like that, the people who matter will see you for who you truly are and respect you for it. Let's be honest. It takes time, effort, and vulnerability to build genuine relationships. In today's fast-paced world, people are busy, they're distracted, and that's why real relationships are hard to come by. Many folks would rather settle for convenience or superficial connections, and that's where the problem starts. But here's the thing, while everyone is chasing quantity, more followers, more acquaintances, those of us who are willing to put in the work to nurture authentic relationships are the ones who truly benefit. Real connections don't come easy, but that's what makes them so valuable. It's not just about sharing the good times, it's about being there for the tough times too. It's about standing side by side even when things get messy, and it's about honesty, understanding, and support when no one else is watching. So, if you have one or two people in your life who are real with you, who have your back no matter what, consider yourself blessed. Those people are diamonds in the rough. Keep them close. Invest in them, because the value of an authentic relationship far exceeds any number of superficial ones. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's not about how many people you know, but how deep those relationships go. You see, when you have a small circle of people who truly understand you, support you, and challenge you, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. A man of few friends is often a man who understands the power of focus. He's not trying to impress everyone. He's not spreading himself thin across a million superficial relationships. He's pouring his energy into the people who matter, the ones who inspire him to be better, and the ones who offer genuine love and support. In the end, it's not about having 1,000 people at your party, it's about having the right people at your table. The right people are the ones who challenge you to be the best version of yourself. They lift you up when you're down, they call you out when you're wrong, and they cheer for you when you win. They're not afraid to be honest with you, even when the truth is tough to hear. Building authentic relationships doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, trust, and a willingness to be vulnerable. You've got to be willing to invest in others the way you expect them to invest in you. It's about showing up, being present, and being there for the long haul, not just when it's convenient. And here's the most important thing. Never, ever settle for anything less than real. Don't let people into your life who don't respect your boundaries or who only show up when they need something. Don't waste your time with people who don't add value to your life. Your time is precious, and you should spend it on relationships that matter. When you prioritize authenticity in your relationships, you'll attract people who share those same values. You'll attract people who want to see you succeed, who want to see you grow, and who will walk with you on this journey called life. The value of authentic relationships cannot be overstated. They are the foundation of your strength, your growth, and your success. It's not about the quantity of friends you have, it's about the quality. When you have a few genuine, real relationships, you're rich. Those relationships are the ones that will stand the test of time, the ones that will lift you up when you fall, and the ones that will celebrate you when you rise. Remember, real connection is rare, but when you find it, hold on to it, nurture it, and never settle for anything less than true, authentic relationships. Because the ones that matter will always be the ones that stand by you, support you, and build you up no matter what. We've covered some powerful truths today, diving into the value of a few, but truly meaningful relationships. As we've seen, a man of few friends stands strong, not because he has the numbers, but because he chooses quality, independence, and authenticity over quantity. You don't need a crowd to feel strong. The strength lies in the depth of your connections. So, to answer the leading question, yes, the fewer the better, as long as those few are the ones who uplift, challenge, and support you in your journey. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe that a small, strong circle is better than a large group of acquaintances? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know how you approach your own relationships and what strength means to you. If you want more inspiration on building inner strength, becoming resilient, and facing life's obstacles, be sure to check out the next video in the playlist. You won't want to miss it. It's packed with wisdom to help you stand strong, no matter what life throws at you. Stay focused, stay authentic, and always remember, you don't need a crowd to be powerful. See you in the next video.